I bought a $1,200 corporate politics course from a guy in a rented Lamborghini. The entire thing was a PDF of recycled LinkedIn posts. I sat in my apartment, receipt on the screen, and realized I'd paid to be told to network more. That was the last time I looked for a shortcut. What you're about to see is the autopsy of that $1,200 lesson. It's the 6 specific, observable behaviors that mean a coworker is strategically outpacing you. One of them will make your chest tighten because you watched it happen and called it luck. By the end, you'll know the exact mechanisms, and more importantly, how to defend your own position before you are sidelined. Stop scrolling. Listen carefully. What I'm about to tell you decides whether you control your trajectory at work or spend the next year wondering why you were always the last to know. This is teed about paranoia. It's about pattern recognition. You know the feeling. That knot in your stomach during a meeting when a question gets asked and every head turns to them. The hollow silence after you give an update compared to the nodding approval when they speak. You check their LinkedIn and see another connection to a leader whose name you barely know. Your brain whispers, "I'm being outmaneuvered," and then you dismiss it. You call them a suck-up. You tell yourself hard work is all that matters. But the pit in your stomach does the lie. You're watching someone build leverage brick by brick, and you're standing there holding a broom. If you click off this video right now, that feeling becomes your permanent reality. 1 year from today, you'll be in the same spot, handing them the data they need to get the promotion you wanted. The game keeps running with or without you. I spent that $1,200 on a PDF of platitudes because I was desperate for a framework. What I needed was a ledger, a receipt for each tactical move. Here are the 6 entries. The first behavior is the information funnel. This is the deliberate hoarding and controlled release of key data. Psychologically, this is gatekeeping. It creates dependency. They become the sole conduit for client feedback, project timelines, budget figures. You see it on Monday when the boss asks for the Q3 forecast, and the room looks at them. They have the numbers from finance. You do not. The tactical move. Starting today, identify one critical data stream you are relying on them for. This week, build your own direct line to that source. Break the funnel. Second, shadow networking. This is building relationships with stakeholders you never see. The mechanism here is affinity bias and the mere exposure effect. Repeated, low-stakes interactions with senior leaders build unconscious trust. You see them chatting with a department head at the coffee station, a person whose name you've only seen in emails. They were not gossiping. They were building preference. Your move mapped the organizational influence chart. Not the org chart, the influence chart. Schedule one 15-minute virtual coffee this month with someone outside your silo. Offer one piece of value. Just one. Here's the part where 40% of viewers tune out. They think this is about being sneaky. It's not. It's about seeing the game board. If you're still watching, you are already different. You're in the minority that chooses to see the mechanism. Third, the silent skill stack. This is the quiet mastery of a high-value tool that's becoming critical. The mechanism is creating irreplaceable human capital. While you are in meetings discussing trends, they ran a certification course for the new data platform leadership is about to demand. You'll see it in 3 months when they read the only one who can build the dashboards the CEO wants. The move. Audit the next 3 company all-hands meetings. What's the repeated pain point? Dedicate 45 minutes a day, lunch breaks included, to acquiring that adjacent skill. This is asymmetric value. Let me be clear. Cope Ledger doesn't sell a course on any of this. No mentorship. No apply to work with me Discord. If anyone DMs you claiming to be me, block them. The real channel is right here. We keep the receipts. We don't run the scam. Fourth, the responsibility grab. They volunteer for the project that builds institutional authority. Psychologically, this triggers the endowment effect. Once they are associated with a critical function, it becomes theirs in everyone's mind. You see it when a cross-team liaison role opens. They offer to help temporarily. That temporary duty becomes a permanent expansion of their influence. You'll move this quarter. Proactively identify one project that sits at the intersection of key workflows. Formally request ownership. Make your role a structural necessity. Fifth, the feedback loop. This is systematic, targeted criticism from sources you don't hear from. The mechanism is accelerated iteration. You get a generic annual review. They get specific, brutal feedback monthly from a mentor or a key client. Their work improves faster. You see it in the polished praise presentation that evolved from a draft you never saw. Your rule. Establish one recurring feedback channel with someone who can critique your work from a position of authority. Not a friend. An authority. Ask one specific question. Where is my biggest blind spot? Thanks to my 2 subscribers, what a legend. Be the third. Hit subscribe. It's what keeps me motivated to write these instead of staring at a wall. Every person who does subscribe makes me work harder for the ones who did. Decide which side you're on. 6th, the calendar shield. They aggressively protect deep work blocks. This is cognitive load management. The calendar is a strategic document. They decline non-essential meetings. You see their status as focused time for hours each morning. Their deliverables are more substantive because they were created without interruption. You move, audit your calendar for 1 week. Label every block as either reacting or creating. Next week, defensively schedule 10 hours of uninterrupted creating time. Guard it like your salary depends on it. It does. The master pattern is leverage. They're not working harder. They're working on different variables. They focus on controlling scarce resources, information, relationships, unique skills, authority, quality data, and uninterrupted time. Each behavior reduces their replaceability. Their advancement becomes a structural fact, not an opinion. Your defense starts with an audit, not of them, of you. Where is your leverage weak? Fortify 1 point. Just 1. Most channels would sell you the cure. Cope Ledger keeps the receipts. We don't have a product. This is the audit. The choice is yours. Stay reactive or become structural. Discipline is the only weapon every employee can afford. Most leave it sheathed. If this made you uncomfortable, you needed it. If you're offended, you are the target. Don't subscribe. Keep scrolling. The game does take care.